It's all about the deltoids today. We're going to break down the anatomy of the front, the side, and the rear delt to help you to decode and understand any exercise that you're doing, which area of the shoulder that you're actually targeting. And guess what we're going to do to make that a lot easier? That's right, we're going to break out Jeff Cavalier's marker, not the YouTube account. Thank you for that, by the way, but we're actually going to break out Jeff Cavalier's marker to show you exactly how this works, okay? So we're going to do what we've been doing here lately because you guys have been finding it helpful to understand how the muscle anatomy works. So when you look at the shoulder, you can see if I put my arm here behind my back, that what you can see pop out is this front delt. So the front delt has an attachment to the outer third here of our clavicle, okay? So you can see the bone right in here. So it starts here and it comes down, it follows this line right here, and it follows this line right here, and then it all attaches down into the tuberosity here on our arm. So you can see how the delt all kind of pops into this one spot. So it kind of feeds down into that area. So there's your front delt. So right away, when we look at that, you know that by the direction of these fibers, if we want to make something contract, you really want to try to bring these 2 points close to each other. So we know that if we actually have some sort of exercise that brings this towards this towards this, then we can do that. So check out some of the things I'm showing you here. Obviously, a dumbbell front raise is going to do exactly that. It's going to bring the dumbbell towards the front. One thing you may not realize, though, is sort of this maybe better version of the front raise, where I actually bring it up and across, because as you can see, if I have my arm here down at my side, it's out here, and we need to kind of get it in at this angle. So instead of just bringing a front raise up that way, we'd actually bring it up and across our body, and I could do that here, as you see, with a cable or even with a dumbbell. I'm getting that sort of adduction component going on at the same time. We also can do just a standard bench press, because you can see right here, as I do the bench press, how this action is still happening here. We're actually bringing our elbow in front of our body, and it's coming across a little bit too. See, as I demonstrate here, you got this motion going on, and that's obviously going to favor a lot of the front delt. Lastly, if you're doing your shoulder presses correctly, your shoulder press should be done more out of the scapular plane, meaning your elbow should be a little bit in front of your body. So again, now when we press up, you're going to preferentially have more active involvement of the front delt. Okay, now we're going to move a little bit off to the side, and again, the direction of the muscle, the anatomy of the muscle is going to tell the whole story on how to activate it. And we're going to go here to the side delt. So at the side, it's got a little bit of a different orientation here. We're actually going to break out another Jeff Cavalier marker here to make this a little easier to see. The acromion process, which is the bump here on your shoulder. You should probably be able to feel right towards the outside of your shoulder a bump. That's where the middle delt or the side delt here is going to originate. And again, it's going to kind of feed in and down just to the inside here, down the arm. Again, same spot, down through here. And the same thing is going to come around. You can see where the rear delt actually has its, we're going to get to that one in a second, down and in through here. So now when we fill that muscle in, you can see that the angle here is a little bit more favoring this outside or side direction, the raising of the arm more out to the side, as opposed to, as I showed you here at the front delt, towards the front. So what's going to do this? Well, obviously, a side lateral raise. You can see me doing that here. But you can actually do a bodyweight version of this that I've covered. It's actually in our ATHLEAN-X program, where relatively the motion is the same. We're bringing our arm out to the side, we're abducting our arm to the side, except I'm moving my body away from my arm here more than I am my arm away from my body. Same thing's happening though. The side delt is actually getting a lot of the work. You can also activate this with our dumbbell high pull. Now, be careful when you're doing the high pull. I've gone over this a lot of times too. When you elevate your arm, you're much better off having some external rotation in your arm while you do that. So you have your arm a little bit with your elbow down below your hand, but you can see that, yes, we're going to protect the shoulder by having that external rotation, but you can see that the motion here is the same, right? It's getting a raise of the humerus as we come up. So as we're doing that, yes, the arm is in this position here, but the upper arm is doing the same thing. You can kind of break it down very simply. It's that what is going on with the upper arm? Is it coming forward? Is it going to the side? or lastly, as I'm going to show you here, is it going behind you, back in that direction. And so in a record Jeff Cavaliere marker appearance, we now have our third, and this is the green. This one's really going to put me into the realm of ink poisoning, but that's okay, because you guys deserve it here. What we have is our rear delt, and the rear delt actually starts here on the spine of our scapula. Okay, the outer spine of our scapula, or at least the outer third, it's right on this kind of ridge that you can feel here through your scapula. It's going to start there. You can actually see it right here, and it'll be a little hard for me to draw, but then I come in and around and down, and the same thing around the back, down, and it feeds in to the same spot and through here. So we got this action. Not as good as my other drawings, but it's a little harder to reach. So now what we're looking for is the moves that bring our arm behind our body as we raise it. So we can do a lot of things here to do that. We can start off with a very easy reverse plate raise. Okay, we're going to see that by changing the orientation of our body. It's actually the very same move. It's a reverse fly. It's the same move as a side lateral raise, except by changing the orientation of our body, now against gravity, this muscle is working a lot more. The posterior delt's working a lot more. So we use that exercise. Another exercise that people don't always understand works the rear delt a lot is a seated row. When you get to the seated row position, you're still taking the arm here, as I showed you, and you're bringing it back behind the body. You can see as I do it even here, you're bringing it back behind the body. It's extension, but it's still taking the arm, the upper arm, in this direction, because these fibers are going to go and pull like that. As they contract, they're going to pull back. So you can do that as well. And then finally, another great way to do this is with a face pull. So you can see as I'm demonstrating the face pull here, it's a great way to get the upper arm, again, back behind the body, taking the orientation of the fibers and working with them. So as I pull here, look, you can see the action of the rear delt, posterior delt. I'm pulling in, and it's activating to pull me back. So there's a lot of options, and the more you understand the anatomy of the shoulder, the easier it is for you to understand what the hell it is you're targeting in the first place. And if you have to draw on yourself to figure it out, then draw on yourself to figure it out. But the concept is this. I'll do that if you want me to. I'm happy to do it here to make it more simplified for you to understand how your body's working, because when you know how your body's working, you get so much more out of what the hell you're doing. I promise you, you will. If you're looking for a training program that allows you to understand, puts the science back in strength, and helps you to understand how your body's training in the first place, so you get a better appreciation for that, and then therefore can make much faster gains and results, then head to ATHLEAN-X.com and get the ATHLEAN-X training system. In the meantime, 3 markers, guys. If you found this video helpful, make sure you leave your comments and thumbs up below, and let me know what else you want me to see to cover here on this channel. I'll do my best to do that. I'll be back here again in just a few days. See you.